Hey, is this Shirley?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Shirley, this is Tommy Bryson from YouTube.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. So just want to let you know that this call is being recorded and will be uploaded to the channel. So how can I help you?
Oh, I wanted to just ask you about the Cash App in terms of how, when you see the money, this is really a how to. When you see the money for your Bitcoin, like you say right now, Bitcoin is up to 50,000. Is
Mm-hmm.
that your money or is that what is for you? How does that work? That's my question. Because,
Oh, so
it's forever trying to get an answer from, you can't get an answer from Cash App.
you can't get an answer from Cash App?
No.
It's a little hard with their customer
Yes, it
service.
is. Yes, because it's like you keep typing different stuff and they keep sending you to this, sending you to that, and nobody never answer your question.
Okay. So here's what's going on, right? So
Mhm.
imagine you have a business, right? And this business is worth $25 in the market right now, right?
Mhm.
If I buy 10 shares, that's $250, right?
Okay.
So if it goes up by $10, well now it's actually worth $350. So my profit is somewhere like around $100 or whatever. So
Mhm.
what Bitcoin is showing right now is that if it's over 50,000, that's just the price of Bitcoin. So what your actual money that you've actually made would be your gain. So depending on where you actually bought in, if you bought in at $20,000 or $25,000, you would have right now, for example, 100% gain because you doubled your money. If you bought in at 45,000, you would have, for example, a smaller gain because you bought in at 45,000. So usually, if you go in the Cash App, have you bought Bitcoin by the way?
Yes, I did. That's why it's showing.
Okay, so if you bought Bitcoin and you went on the Cash App, it's supposed to let you actually just withdraw. It should tell you the actual amount which you actually have. So when you go to the Bitcoin section and you buy, it should tell you exactly, hey, Bitcoin is at $49,260. So if I want to sell, if I want to buy, I could buy right now, buy a dollar's worth, and then if I want to sell it, I could also sell it back and just convert my money back into dollar. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
That's the whole idea. Now,
Um.
let me ask you a question. So you want to scroll all the way down, okay? When you scroll all the way down, it should tell you exactly all your information, like how much you actually invested, how much it's actually worth, and all those other things, and how much you would actually make when you actually convert it. Okay?
Okay.
Now
It does.
let me ask you a question. Why do you start investing into Bitcoin?
Why did I start to invest into Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was no money and it was just the coin and it was very and I was, like following the not cryptos, but the other currencies, the other countries and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
that was like the little man was little nobody was the little cryptos. They wasn't really talked about. They was pennies. And so I said, okay, this is no money. I'll invest in that. And even though I did invest into other currencies, but I never thought the currency would do anything. So then
Mm.
when it happened and it started to do something, I'm like, whoa. So now I began to look at it and I'm like trying to figure it out. And so I said,
Uh,
whoa, it's
how much did you
steady,
invest into
steady going.
Bitcoin?
Now it's $600.
Oh, $600. Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then at what price did you buy?
It was, what was it, $10 or something like that. It was really no money. It was when it really first started, and we was like,
So this
it,
was
it,
years ago?
yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like nothing. It was like $1. It was just
When?
like really nothing.
When?
That was back in, what was it, 2017 or was it 2015? Somewhere when it had just started to talking about, they had been talking about the currencies, but they had not, and all of a sudden we started to, this guy was introducing us to the cryptocurrency. And so
Yeah.
that's when it started talking about that.
So Bitcoin hasn't been at a dollar or anything like that since back in 27, like 2014 or something like that. if you bought it around, for example, 2017, you must have paid somewhere like around $1,000 for it, right?
No, nope. I didn't. I did not. I know that's for sure. No, it must have been that long then, because that's how I did get it, and I got it because it was
My only
just
issue was that is that basically the Cash App didn't introduce investing into crypto back then. You see what I'm saying?
well. All I know is that I bought it. I bought it on Cash App, and
Okay.
when I bought it
So
on
what
Cash App,
happens when I say, for example, that it was at $1,000, I don't mean you paid $1,000. I mean that the price was $1,000 and you bought, for example, $600 worth, and that was like six parts of Bitcoin. Does that make sense?
yes, it does.
So that's what you basically did. So if it was like at 1,000 or 2,000, well now it's 50x. So that would mean, for example, your $600 must have turned into, for example, well, 600 multiplied by 50 at around $30,000. Is that what you have in there?
It's 50,000.
Okay, nice. So what are your plans though?
My plans is to like I let it. I just let it ride it to, and it was 65, and then it would plummet down the hill. So then
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, because I was like, because I had a tip, let it ride, because December is going to hit us 100,000. So I said, okay, I'll
Mm,
leave it. Then now, when it's on its way back up, and I just listening to one of your tapes, and I said, well, I think I'm one of those scared investors. I probably want to take my money and invest it somewhere else.
mm-hmm.
Then so I was talking to my son. He said, "Mom, I think you should let it ride." He said, "Because you really just need to let it be invested." So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. Because see, I have it in more than one place. I have the cryptos in more than one place. So
Okay.
I said, okay, I would take it from the Cash App and I would move it to the Robinhood, and that's what I
Mm.
wanted to do. But if
Why?
I, huh, I don't know, because I just find it easier. I find Cash App actually easier for me to maneuver. But
Okay.
I just wanted to put it somewhere where, because I don't even check my Robinhood. I just said that's an investment that I've got that, you know, for whenever it hits, it hits. If don't hit, don't hit. It's fine. It's a future investment.
Yeah. So right now, currently, are you retired right now?
Not exactly. I'm disabled though.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. So you're disabled. You're not working right now, right?
Right.
And is $30,000 like is that like a big amount of your money, or is it like, for example, just like a small amount of your wealth?
Is $30,000? Is that
Yeah.
what you said?
Would that make a difference in your life or would it not?
Yeah, it probably would make a difference in my life, but it wouldn't make a difference to the point that I need to
If
pull it.
I
You know
if
what I'm
I
saying?
grabbed $30,000 and I burnt it in your face right now, would it hurt you?
Of course. I think that would hurt even a rich man.
No, it depends. So here's why I say this, right? I say this because I heard your story, and let me know if I understand you, right? It sounds like initially when you invested back into Bitcoin back in 2017, 2014 or whatever, you were kind of just checking it out, right? It was like one of those smaller coins, and you just put some $600 in it, and it became this massive thing today, right?
Right.
And now you're kind of curious about it because now you're kind of asking like, well, it got this big, and now I don't know if I should take it out. People telling me keep it in, and you're kind of like concerned about that, right?
Yeah, because I watched it go to 65, and then I was looking at it at 65, and I said, well, and then I listened to so many other people said, let it ride, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I said, okay, I'll let it ride, and then it was like. It's just like when what his name Elon Musk pulled out from Tesla. It's like
Mm-hmm.
everything just went
Mm-hmm.
down, and so
So,
I said, I said okay. I said okay. So then now that it's going back up again. But to
mm-hmm.
tell you the truth, when I first started with Bitcoin, coin, they said it would not act like a stock, and it's acting just like a stock. So I said,
Okay.
well, okay, and that was the only
What do you
reason I got
how
in.
what do you think acting like a stock is? Can you describe that?
Going up and down like a yo-yo, and it's
Okay.
nothing. You can. It just you're doing something, but You don't know what you have. You hope to have, but you have no clue as to if
Okay.
it's overnight, if it's the next minute, or what.
Do you have any other investments, Shirley?
I have several of them.
Okay. So overall, you have $30,000 invested into Bitcoin. In
Correct.
total, how much would you say your portfolio is? I mean, $50,000.
To tell you the truth, I never really looked at it through all that I have. I just I just kind
Just
of
ballpark,
invested.
ballpark.
Oh, let me see. Probably, probably. I don't know. I figure probably 100 or more.
Okay. So if we say, for example, so Bitcoin is like almost like 50% of your entire portfolio. Now, from what you're telling me, you never thought that it was going to add like a stock in a way, going up and down. In reality, a stock doesn't really do that. What happens is like the market fluctuates, right? And this whole
Exactly.
thing, and then what's happening is that this whole like cryptocurrency thing is risky, because what's kind of like making it go up in value is more people investing into it. And it's kind of like the last person to actually get in is the person who's actually going to lose. It's like art. You buy art hoping that
Exactly.
somebody else is going to pay more for it. That's not an investment. That's hoping and that's praying. So if I had 50% of my wealth in something that I did not know was going to happen tomorrow, I would probably cash out. And here's why. Because if I cash out that money and I reallocate, for example, my money into like safe investments, if I have $100,000, for example, in index funds, that money can just provide me $4,000 in passive income every single year without me running out of money whatsoever while I let the money keep growing and growing and growing. And I know for a fact that the only way that I lose that money is if, for example, America goes down, the whole market shuts down completely. Now, right now, Shirley, are you renting or you own a home?
I live with my sister.
Okay. And is the mortgage paid off or no?
No, I don't think a mortgage paid off.
Okay. And do you have plans to stay there for a long time, or are you just stopping by?
No, no, just temporary.
Okay. So I would say, imagine what that $50,000 can do for you. If you have plans to eventually move out, imagine if tomorrow, like the whole game was over or whatever. You don't know what's gonna happen because it's just like that. I can tell you what's gonna happen with my investments because I know how they work, and I have, for example, a track record of over 40, 50 years. Right? That's what you want when it comes to an investment. When you don't know what's gonna happen, it's not an investment. It's more like a gamble and speculation. It's like honestly, you kind of won the lottery here, and you got very lucky, and now you're having problems, kind of like feeling like, well, do I cash out or do I hope for the best because it might go up to $100,000? And everyone that tells you that can't tell you when it's gonna happen, how they know it's gonna happen. All they can do is speculate because if they put gas on this fire, hopefully people catch on and keep investing more or keep speculating more and gambling more, and they basically make more money. But if it doesn't, they cash out and everyone else loses. Imagine if
Okay,
this year.
okay, 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 okay. Timing.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously are. This is your this is your baby that you have birthed within your own self. So I want to ask you a question that
What
not
baby?
not this here investment. So
Okay.
this I want to ask you a question regarding investments, but on a different avenue and a different playing field than the Bitcoin. And I'm not
Okay.
jumping into. I really needed to hear you say, but I want to know if you're trading on the Forex and you're trading currencies on the Forex,
Mm-hmm.
would you get involved in trading currencies on the Forex, foreign currencies on the Forex?
So tell me about Forex trading. Have you gotten started yet?
Have I done one?
Have you gotten started yet? Have you started it yet?
No, 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 no. No, I had started this years ago, and I let
Okay.
it go. But now I'm saying today I see where the international playing field is open
Mm.
to come
Okay.
back in, and so I was
So
wondering.
when you tried it last time, what was it like?
I didn't like it because I could never really grasp it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and that's why I let it go because I could
Mm-hmm.
never grasp what I was doing. I am
So
definitely a dummy trying to learn, and then I pick up things, I drop it. I pick up things, I drop it.
mm-hmm,
That's me.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm not no
You sound
intellectual.
exactly like me. All you want to do is just have your money make money, and you live on a beach somewhere. So look.
Right, exactly, exactly.
So look, right? I hope I understand this right. When you first tried out forex trading, it was complex. Now,
Right.
you know how trends pick up and they go back when like jeans weren't a thing and now they became a thing 2000 or whatever. Like there's just trends coming back and forth. It's the same thing
Yes.
with financial markets, right? So what's going on right now with forex trading is that people have figured out a way to make it kind of like an MLS where you get people to
Mhm.
sign up under you and then that way people make money. But most importantly, the people kind of selling you on forex, they're also trying to sell you courses and programs and mentorships, and that's how they make their money. They don't make their money through forex trading. Now, what is forex trading, right? That's you saying, for
Mhm.
example, making a gamble, saying like, hey, I'm going to invest in the euro. So I'm going to trade my dollar for euro. And I'm going to hope
Mhm.
that, the euro outperforms, for example, the dollar. Then maybe I can convert it back or whatever it is and make some money. Now, what does that take? A lot of things that are not in your control to actually happen. It's a big gamble. It's
Mhm.
a full-time job. What they make it look
Mhm.
like, I'm pretty sure you heard about this, Shirley, where they put it on Instagram and all these other places where they kind of say, well, I put money in here, I woke up to $100, right? Have you seen those?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Does that sound realistic to you?
No.
Exactly. So, personally, I'm going to say this again. I think you have been blessed, extremely blessed and extremely lucky. It's like me finding a lottery ticket 10 years ago that I left in my
Mhm.
pocket and finding out that I can cash out today. I understand your son. I understand other people telling you what to do, but I care about you. And I care
Mhm.
about that if you, by the way, what state do you live in?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Mhm.
That's potentially money towards a house, right? A little
I
condo, a little
but
apartment.
I just want to put my money
Yeah,
somewhere I can
exactly.
put my hand on it. I'm not going
So,
to put it into a piece of real estate right now. I'm really a broker, and I really want to open my company back up, but not like this minute. It's just
mhm.
all these things happen just this minute, and I know you know how you just feel like you being pushed to do something, and I don't like
Yeah.
to be pushed to do anything. So I
Yeah.
just feel like right this minute I just need to take one step at a time.
Yeah, I agree. So here's what I would do, right? If I put
Mhm.
myself in your shoes, for example, I made a video today and I tell people exactly how I invest my money. If you want to
I've
follow
listened to
that
it.
video and see
I
exactly
did listen
how,
to it.
okay, awesome.
Mhm.
So that's what I would do. That's what I do with my money. I invest my money in a way where I can be fully secured. I invest in index funds. I try to track the market. I'm not trying to beat the market. I invest in the US market, international market, into corporate bonds, treasury bonds, small cap, real estate, and also on top of that, lastly, into emerging markets. By investing
Mhm.
this way, what I create is kind of like a like a seesaw. When one thing goes up, the other one goes down, and it kind of stays balanced. The same thing with
Mhm.
my investment portfolio, because what I
Mhm.
want is kind of like a guarantee that 10 years from now or 20 years from now, that money's still going to be there, plus my profits. So that's what I would do. Today, I would sell that Bitcoin. Today, I would sell all the investments that I cannot write on paper why I invested into them, what the target price of them actually are. And don't play
Mhm.
yourself. Be honest with yourself, because if you lose this money, you're going to regret it. Because $50,000 is it's a lot of money. All right. So
It
I would
is.
sell those investments, keep money aside, of course, because you will be taxed. Don't forget about that. So keep the money aside
Mhm.
for taxes. Invest the rest, for example, into a solid portfolio and let that money grow there where you actually fully understand it. So watch that video and then read a book also. The book is called The Little Book About Common Sense Investing. That
Mhm.
book
Mhm.
helps you fully comprehend investing as a whole. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, and you have been a big help. And your video today was a big help because I did
Thank you.
listen to the video entirely in its
Thank you.
entirety. So
Thank you.
I just I believe I have grasped a little bit to know to I think to sell. I'm gonna sleep on it though, and I know
Yeah.
that may not be the good choice, but I'm gonna sleep on it, and I think I'm gonna get up with the mindset to sell.
Yeah.
And
What you want to do is, right, whatever I put my money into, it's like, this is not my quote. It comes from Warren Buffett. a man that is 10
Mhm.
times better than me at investing. And he says, when I make an investment, I want to be able to disappear for 10 years or 5 years and come back and not have to worry about anything. That's the way I invest also. But if you have to sleep on it and you're like, maybe it might not be the same tomorrow, it's a problem. It's a red flag. You don't know what's going on
Well,
there.
I know because I know
Okay?
Warren Buffett too, and I
Yeah.
know the real estate company that he owns, and I know how he came about it, and I know I'm really one of the people that want to punch him one. But anyway, so I I will look at that, and thank you so much,
All right.
Thomas,
Thank you.
and
Welcome to
because
the long-term
you have been
team. If you want to
okay.
call
Okay,
back,
but wait a
you can
minute.
feel
Let me
free to
ask you
call
this:
back. Yeah, go ahead.
you said that when you invest your money into like the American side of what you said, the Vanguard and
Mhm.
what it was,
So,
the S&P. Go ahead.
mhm.
What you say now?
So I invest my money into 7 different index funds. We won't have
Mhm.
enough time to break them down in this video, but overall,
Mhm.
it's in the S&P 500, which is basically the United States, basically whole stock market as a whole, because the 500 largest companies kind of put out the most output. I also invest, for
Mhm.
example, into developed sector, meaning, for example, you have Europe, China, all those places, into small cap, into corporate bonds, treasury bonds, REITs, and also emerging. Now, the good thing is when you go to that video and you click the link to Unwind Finance, it takes you
Mhm.
exactly to my whole portfolio and it shows
Mhm.
you exactly what I invest into. Those are like the
Yeah, I did. I was
ETFs of
looking at
them.
it.
Yeah, so if you want to invest that way, you're able to invest that way. And the whole idea is
Okay.
that by having money in the United States, outside the US, in different sectors of the market, like bonds and also REITs, you're able to kind of like have collateral across all places so that way you don't carry that much risk. You're diversified. Because how old are you, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm on you asking.
So let's assume like you're at least 50 something years old. The problem is at this age, right? If you have to start over, it's going to be a
Mhm.
problem. You get me? So
I
that's
got
my
you.
that's what I'm afraid of, because if you lose all this money and you have to start all the way over and you're also in disability, it's gonna be a problem. Okay?
Okay, I do understand, and I really appreciate you. I
All right.
really do.
I appreciate you. Thanks for calling. Welcome to the long term team, and feel free to call
And thank
back
you
once you
so
made a
much for
decision. Okay?
calling back.
All right.
Okay,
I
then. Bye
always
bye.
do. Thank you. Peace out, guys. Imagine winning the lottery and being too afraid to cash out. Imagine winning the lottery and asking and listening to your son that is broke about what to do with your money. Imagine winning the lottery and asking, for example, people on YouTube and everybody else what to do with the money. You know, one thing that I love about this channel and you guys is that when you guys come to my channel, the biggest thing I'm going to try to do is understand you. I think I wasn't doing a great job with that stuff. I was kind of like, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this. But I didn't really understand where you were coming from. And I'm trying my best every single day. And what it sounds like is that this lady had this whole idea. You know, she got very lucky. Imagine putting $1,000 into Apple before it was Apple, or $1,000, for example, into Tesla before it was Tesla. It's a big deal. And then you kind of like hear, and you're like, well, do I sell or do I not sell? What does that tell me? It means that you're not a real investor. You don't know what you're doing. You got very, very lucky, and that's fine. Sometimes we get lucky, but getting lucky in this manner is very rare. So that's why I say, if I were her, if I were Shirley, I'm going to go ahead and sell all of those investments that I do not comprehend. Very, very lucky. It's like winning the lottery after 50 years without even knowing. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. It's awesome. But overall, Shirley, by the way, never be afraid to say your age. Like, it's 2021. Age is like fine wine. You know what I mean? But overall, here's what I will say. I would sell those investments, invest them correctly, and live off the passive income potentially. Right now, she's in her 50s, 60s, living with her sister, having at risk over $50,000. That's not a situation that I want. And I wouldn't want to, for example, have to start all the way over at that age. It's kind of it's scary, right? Imagine being, you know, right now we're in my 20s, right? So in my 20s, I mess up a few things here and there. I can start over, right? Not that big of a deal. I don't really want to, of course, but I can start over. I have that choice. But imagine I'm 50 or 60 or 70 and I don't have to start over, but I'm taking that risk of starting over. I never want to put my eggs in the basket where everything is at risk. Not smart. Not what you want to do, guys, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. And by the way, guys, when you guys like these videos, it helps them out a lot. So please, please, please smash the like button. I appreciate it a ton. On top of that, also, if you want to call me and join me on these calls, feel free to do so. The calls are actually free. The link is down below. Schedule a call today. If you want to remain anonymous, it's fine, but it will go up to the channel because basically the whole goal is to help other people. On top of that, also, follow me on Instagram at Tommy Bryson. Watch more videos here and click my other 2 channels here. So this right here is the main channel, which is this one. And this right here is the highlights channel, which is this one right here. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, peace.